And with a loud cry, Jesus breathed his last breath. At that very moment, at the temple in Jerusalem, you see, at the temple there was actually a curtain between the holy place and the Holy of Holies. The Holy of Holies is where the people understood God's presence to reside, a presence too powerful and too strong, and a people too sinful to come near. So divided and separated by a curtain. But at the moment that Jesus breathed his last, the curtain ripped in two from top to bottom. It ripped from the top because it was God who made the move to undo the separation between humans and himself. And it was Jesus' death on that cross that tore the curtain and gave us access to God forever and always. A centurion, a soldier of the Roman army, one who was given the responsibility to watch over and make sure this execution went well. A man who no doubt had seen executions before. A man who had seen war. A man who had risen to a rank in which he was over 100 men. He saw what happened. He saw how Jesus died, and he said, surely this man is the Son of God. Something he saw in Jesus made him say that. A member of the Sanhedrin, but also one who had been quietly following Jesus from a distance, Joseph of Arimathea, saw that Jesus was dead. And he went to Pilate and he asked if he could bury Jesus' body. Pilate was surprised that Jesus was already dead, but the centurion and the soldiers confirmed that it was so, and Joseph was given permission. And so Joseph took Jesus down from the cross, covered his body, and carried him to a brand new tomb. There were several women who were with Joseph as he put Jesus in that tomb. Mary, the mother of Joseph, Mary Magdalene, and Salome. They went to the place with Joseph. They saw where Jesus' body was placed, and they watched as the stone rolled shut over the tomb. Nightfall was coming, and with nightfall, a day of Sabbath would begin. There wasn't time to properly anoint Jesus' body that night. But everyone left, planning to come back at a later time. The day of Sabbath, a day of resting, a day of deep pain and sorrow for Jesus' followers, a day of lostness. Because on this day, all they could do was wonder, what has happened? Is this over? Was Jesus really the Messiah? They didn't expect it to end this way. They didn't expect Jesus to die. And they didn't know what to do next. So the Sabbath came, and the Sabbath went, and on the morning after the Sabbath, on the first day of the week, as the sun was rising, Mary Magdalene, who had been a close follower of Jesus, and Mary, the mother of Joseph, we believe the mother of Jesus, started the journey to the tomb. As they approached the tomb, they were talking to one another about how they would move the stone away. But as they got closer, they realized someone had been there already. The stone had already been moved. As they came to the tomb and they looked inside, Jesus' body was nowhere to be seen. But there was a young man in a white robe sitting inside the tomb. And this man said to them, if he was a man, "Do not be alarmed. You are looking for Jesus, the Nazarene, the one who was crucified. He has risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him. But go, tell the disciples and Peter, he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him just as he told you." The Marys were in shock. They ran away, unsure, bewildered, and frightened. And Mark tells us they said nothing to anyone. Can you imagine what it was like to find that empty tomb? They had been there when his body was laid in the tomb. They had been there when the stone was rolled in front of the tomb. And then, on the third day from that burial, they come and the tomb is empty. Now we know that eventually they told someone. And we know that the word spread because this one event, this empty tomb, this story has been passed down to us through generation after generation for 2,000 years. As we sit and we look at the empty tomb, it's still stunning. It's still powerful. And it still guides our lives as we know that in Jesus, the end is not the end because of resurrection. And I pray that today, as you remember the resurrection of Jesus' body, you will place your trust in Him for your own eternal resurrection and for the little resurrections that we need from day to day in our lives. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make His face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you and give you peace and resurrection.